guys, how are you all doing? Welcome back to another video. Today we are back with the Championship predictions. I'm joined by George. How are you doing?
Yes, mate, I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you.
Good.
Right, we've just watched Coventry lose 3-0 to QPR, so we are feeling a bit negative, but let's get straight into this. We have Middlesbrough versus Watford. This is an interesting game. Watford have just beaten Sheff Wednesday 1-0 to keep their top two dreams still alive. I think they should be able to secure it. They're looking pretty good. And Middlesbrough lost away to Bournemouth, so is the top six fading for them? Maybe. I'm gonna back Watford 1-0.
Yeah, I reckon Watford, they're flying at the moment. They must be unbeaten in quite a few games. Yeah, I'm going to go for Watford to win 3-1.
3-1.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Blackburn versus Bournemouth. Now, Blackburn have just lost to Wycombe, so that's not too good. And Bournemouth, they're doing all right. Can they make the top six? It's pretty tight, isn't it? But I'm good about Bournemouth here. They've got more to play for, so Blackburn 1, Bournemouth 2.
Yeah, completely agree with that. 2-1 to Bournemouth as well.
Yeah. Next up, Coventry City take on Bristol City. Now, this is a massive game for the Sky Blues. After losing to QPR 3-0, I don't feel very positive. Okay, we are slightly better at home, and Bristol City aren't in great form. They've lost their last couple of games, but they're a decent team on the road. It's a tricky one. We obviously played them on the opening day of the season. That was a long time ago. I thought we matched them fairly well, but they did beat us 2-1. They've just got a bit more championship experience. I am going to say 1-1 because Bristol aren't in the best form, but Coventry aren't either. So I'm going to go for a draw. Could fall either way.
This is a game that we need a win on. Are we going to get a win? No, I don't think we will. I think we're actually going to lose. I can't see us getting anything against Bristol City. I think it's going to be 2-1 to Bristol City. Okay,
next up, Luton Town take on Barnsley. Now, two teams that stayed up by the skin of their teeth last year, and what an example they are setting to the League One teams that came up from last season, because they are showing that anything is possible. What a season from both teams. Luton Town have made 50 points, Barnsley chasing in on the playoffs. I mean, what a season from both of them. I'm going to go for a share of the spoils. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. No, I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. I think both teams have got some decent attacking players. 2-2.
I was just going to say 2-2.
Oh.
Like you read my mind.
Beat you to it.
So yeah, 2-2.
Yeah. Next up, Nottingham Forest take on Queen's Park Rangers. Now, we've just seen QPR. Not a bad team, but it is difficult to measure them when they're playing Coventry because we did make them look very good as well.
Yeah.
But no, they are a decent team. Forest also picking up a massive win away at Cardiff City, and they are surely staying up now. This could be an interesting game. I'm going to go for another 2-2 draw because I think both teams can play some decent football.
Yeah, Forest, would you say they're still in there? They're probably safe now, aren't they?
I think they're safe.
Yeah, realistically, they've only got to pick up a win and probably a draw or so, and they're safe from any relegation scares. So realistically, they both don't have a whole lot to play for, but QPR, they did look quite good when we played them just then, but yeah, like you said, we can't really, it's hard to judge a team when they play Coventry because we can make anyone look amazing. So I'm going to go with a draw, 1-1. 1-1.
Next up, Reading take on Derby County. Now, we are recording this just as they're playing Barnsley, so I can't tell you what Reading's last score was, but we do know that Derby beat Luton Town. What a win that is. And are Derby nearly there? That win just makes me feel like they might just be okay this year. I think Derby should be alright. And away to Reading, I'm not sure. I mean, Reading, they're a bit hit and miss. I'm going to go for a draw. I'm going to go for 1-1. I think these two are going to play out a draw.
Yeah, I think Derby are more than likely quite safe now. I think Reading, they'll be desperate to get back into the mix, so they're going to have to go for a win. I'm going to go for 1-0.
1-0. Now, the next game could be very interesting. Rotherham United versus Wycombe Wanderers. Now, Rotherham did lose 1-0 against Millwall, and they had a player sent off, Richard Wood, and they also missed a penalty, so things didn't really go their way, did they? Wycombe Wanderers, though, things are going their way. They just beat Blackburn Rovers, and I think they've won... They won 2 of their last 4. I think they picked up 7 points in their last 9 or 12, so a little turnaround for Wycombe. Can they get out of it? I don't know. It's still a bit late for that, but could be an interesting game. They might be able to drag Rotherham down with them. I'm just going to back Rotherham. I think Wycombe could give them a good game, but I'm going to go for 2-1 to Rotherham.
Yeah, as much as I would love Wycombe to, win against Rotherham for selfish reasons, obviously. Not that I think Wycombe are going to get out of relegation or anything, but I think Rotherham are probably a bit too strong for them. They know that they need to win, and I'm going to go for Rotherham to win 1-0.
1-0. Next up, Stoke City take on Millwall Football Club. Now, an interesting game because both teams aren't really playing for too much anymore. So, bit of a free hit, really. I did back Stoke to beat Bristol City, which they did do. Do I fancy them against Millwall? Go on, I'll give them a 1-0 win.
Millwall and Stoke. Ooh, it's two of them teams which you kind of expect to finish around mid-table. Let's go with a 0-0. A boring draw.
Love it. Next up, Swansea City versus Preston. Swansea trying to chase down the top two. Can they catch Watford? It's looking difficult. Watford are grinding the results out, aren't they? And against a Preston team that did pick up a last-minute draw against Norwich, albeit a weakened Norwich team because of the international break. I'm going to back Swansea 1-0.
Yeah, Swansea, they need to keep winning if they've got any hopes of getting the automatic, so I'm going to go for them to win 2-0.
Okay, next up, Sheffield Wednesday take on Cardiff City. Now, two teams that are trying to achieve something this season but just falling a bit short. Sheffield Wednesday trying to survive, Cardiff trying to make the top 6, both of them in a bit of a far position. It's going to be a stretch for either of them to achieve those things now with very few games remaining. Let's go for Sheffield Wednesday. I don't back them too often. Sheffield Wednesday 1-0.
Yeah, I think, like you said, they both need to win to kind of achieve their objective. I think they're going to kind of cancel each other out there. I'm going to go with 1-1.
Okay, next up, Brentford take on Birmingham City. Now, a massive game again for the promotion and the relegation race because both teams need the points. And these games can be hard to predict. Birmingham haven't actually got that bad record against Brentford. They do seem to sometimes get the result over them. But away to Brentford with time running out and the pressure on Birmingham, can they do it? Let's go for a draw. Let's go for 1-1.
Yeah, I think going away to Brentford and picking up a result is a tall ask. As much as Birmingham need the results, Brentford, I've put them down as my team to win the playoffs. I think they will go up this year. I think they're too strong for Birmingham. I'm going to go with 3-1.
Oh, there you go. The final game is Norwich versus Huddersfield. And Huddersfield were playing on the Saturday. We're recording this on the Friday, so we don't know how they've done against Brentford, but it's another tough game, isn't it, Norwich? Norwich, by the way, a draw against Preston is not the end of the world because they should still be able to go on and wrap up the title, although it is 2 draws in a row, so a little bit unlike Norwich, but I think they're going to get back to winning ways. 2-0.
Yeah, I think they're way too strong for Huddersfield. I'm going to go with 3-0.
3-0 to Norwich. Well, there you go, guys. That wraps up our championship predictions. That is our predictions for Monday's upcoming games. The games are coming at us thick and fast. So if you haven't already, please do leave a like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.
See you guys.